We're live. Let's go.
What's up? What's up, baby? What's going on, everybody? This is Let's Talk About It. This is a test run, really, in all honesty. We're doing this our first official YouTube live, Zoom live video right now. Trex the Sports Junkie. This is nothing but sports, baby. Nbs Central. That's the homie from San Jose on the other end. What up, Keo?
I always hold it down for NBS, but I gotta rep my Cowboys, baby.
so for everybody out there tuned in right now, Let's Talk About It. Is a show that we're gonna start doing once a week on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and it's basically me and Keo coming on here talking sports, talking battle rap, talking music. We'll be talking about a lot of things. This is more of our platform to talk about other things, maybe even politics a little bit. Maybe the coronavirus is what's going on right now, and we're all on lockdown. We may talk about that. This is the only show on the Nothing But Sports Central page that will talk stuff outside of sports. We do have other awesome shows for you guys on Sunday mornings. Once fantasy football kicks back in, we have the Stardom Sit-em show. We also have our highly anticipated, probably most notable show that's been running for quite some time now, the Nothing But Sports show, hosted by myself, Keo, Mr. Box Office, Big Mike, and Jay Franchise every Tuesday night at 7:30 Central Time. And then, of course, we have a new show that we're about to come out with my homie Jay Franchise entitled NBS Uncensored. So please, if y'all can, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave comments, click that notification button, and we're going to get it popping. But this right here is Let's Talk About It. And Keo normally holds down the hosting things. So, Keo, what up?
All right, man. So every week we've been advertising, the top 5 best quarterbacks of all time.
Yes, sir.
The other week we had the most exciting players of all time, just to advertise, promote it. And this week, what we're promoting for this week's show, we're going to be talking about on tomorrow night's show, on the NBS show, is the top 5 running backs of all time.
Yes,
so,
sir.
True was so undecided, he couldn't think of a list. Now, let's hear it, man. Maybe you might change your list. That's on social media.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I actually just, if you're friends with me on any social media outlet, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, I literally just posted my top 5, and my top 5 goes. I don't know. We must have lost connection. Okay, but I'm still here. My apologies. But my top 5 goes as is. Coming in at number 5 is the all-time leading rusher. Now, I know y'all might say XU Wildin', but Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith comes at number 5. I think a lot of it's no disrespect to Emmitt Smith. I think a lot of his success came from that incredible offensive line led by Larry Allen. So I'm going with him at 5, but I do think the guys that's above him on my list would do just as good as him, if not better, if they were running behind that ferocious, great offensive line. So he comes in number 5. That's no slight to him. Still a phenomenal back. Coming in at number 4 is my personal favorite running back of all time, one of my favorite NFL players of all time, the great Marshall Faulk. Guy could do it all. Catch out the backfield, run out the backfield, was incredibly smart. I actually heard Peyton Manning say one time that Marshall Faulk was the smartest player he's ever played with. Now, just think about that for a second. That's what Peyton Manning said. The smartest guy he's ever played with. So Marshall Faulk comes in at number 4 for me, and we all know him from the Greatest Show on Turf offense with the St. Louis Rams. Now, for all my people out there, the Rams were St. Louis. They wasn't Los Angeles at the time. So St. Louis Rams. Then coming in number 3 is the great Walter Payton. Yes, sweetness. I know a lot of people would have him at number 1, but though Walter Payton was great, and I take nothing from him, I couldn't put him over the other 2 guys that's in front of him. Now, number 2, my guy right here, the most electrifying guy on a football field in the way I see things fit. But I'm going with Barry Sanders. The Lions' offensive line wasn't really that good. And then on top of that, Barry Sanders was just phenomenal. Make a 5-yard play look like it was just the greatest play in modern NFL history. So for me, he's number 2. But coming in number 1, I typically don't put players on my top 5 that I haven't personally watched or grew up watching, but I did watch this guy's highlights plenty times. I remember, older people in my life growing up was telling me about this guy, and I watched a lot of his highlights, and it's none other than the great Jim Brown. I heard stories that even Barry Sanders' dad said, "You're not better than Jim Brown." And I don't know if it's true. Like I said, I've heard stories, but Jim Brown, phenomenal. If you go watch the tapes, it's just like a man playing amongst boys. It was just incredible to see. So I'm going with Jim Brown at number 1 to round up my top 5. Keo, who's in your top 5, buddy?
All right. My 5. At 5, I'm gonna kick it off with LT, man, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Okay, fair.
He wasn't on my top exciting players list, but he was exciting to watch, and I definitely enjoyed watching him. I think his numbers speaks for itself, his accolades. He was just electric, man. Him being on the field. Fortunately, he wasn't able to win a Super Bowl, but I just have to put him on there. And I was able to watch him throughout when he even started with TCU. That's when I fell in love with Tomlinson, when he went to TCU, and then he balled out over there. Then he ended up getting drafted in the NFL. My number 4 on my list, man. 4 on my list. I'm gonna go with Barry Sanders on my 4 on my list. For some reason, I wasn't a huge Barry Sanders fan like that, man. Like, sometimes I thought it was kind of annoying. He just tried to do a little too much with his jukes and going out of the backfield just to get the extra yards. Then he ended up getting those negative yards. But majority of times he ended up getting those positive yards. I just felt like he's not a top 3 all time to me, to maybe to some people, but I just felt like, even though a lot of people said that he didn't have nothing with him when he was with the Lions, I thought he had some decent talent around him, man. And I just felt like he didn't get that far as somebody as a great running back. So I got him at number 4. Number 3, I wasn't able to watch him play. I was able to see highlights. Obviously his accolades speaks for itself. I'm going with Jim Brown, man. The number speaks for itself. What he did throughout his era, he dominated through that era. And I just wish I was able to see him play. So I definitely got him at number 3. Number 2, I'm going with Walter Payton. When you think about all-time great running backs, you got to throw Walter Payton in there. And I felt like if it wasn't for Payton, I think that offense would have been a disaster if it wasn't for Walter Payton. So I got them at number 2. And number 1, people may think I'm biased towards this choice.
You are. You are. We're gonna look. This is our first time on YouTube. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Keo's gonna be biased on here a lot. So go ahead.
All right. Before I was cut off, let me continue. My number 1 guy, I'm going with Emmitt Smith, man. I mean,
oh my God.
the number speaks for itself. Individual accolades, a champion, one MVP. A lot of people talk about that offensive lineman, but uh guy Larry Allen admitted that he said before Emmett came, he was a nobody, man. When Emmett was there, he was a somebody, man. And I know they had one of the best offensive linemen of all time, guys like Eric Williams, Nate Newton, Larry Allen. But man, I mean, the running back got to make plays though, even though he gives
That's
them those
true.
big holes.
That is true.
And the records that he broken, man. So I got to put Emmett at my number one list, and that rounds up my top five.
Okay, so here's my question. I know I saw you had LaDainian Tomlinson on your top five. I saw you had LaDainian, and you had who else did you have that I didn't have? You just had LaDainian that I didn't have, right? You had LaDainian and I had Marshall Faulk. We pretty much had the same other four guys. So my question to you is, where does Marshall Faulk rank on your all-time greats?
He's number 6 on my list.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I was undecided of who I was gonna have on there. I was actually gonna put Falk on there, but I just felt like I was able to watch LaDainian from TCU to his NFL career. I wasn't able to see that with Marshall Faulk, and that came up to conclusion where I felt like he should be the top 5.
And I get that. I think they both played the same amount of years in the league. I actually went with Falk because he won a Super Bowl, and I feel like the Chargers actually were the most talented team at some points in the league and didn't win a Super Bowl. And LaDainian missing games in the playoffs played a factor for me. But I get it. I feel like LaDainian Tomlinson was like the second coming of Marshall Faulk, real similar, coming out the backfield, catching the ball. But I went with Marshall Faulk because I feel like he carried that greatest show on turf. I'm not gonna say carried him, but was like the focal point of that offense. So I went with Marshall Faulk. As far as LaDainian Tomlinson, he's actually 7 on my list. Adrian Peterson was 5th. I actually thought about putting Adrian Peterson over Emmitt Smith. I didn't because I had to respect what Emmitt Smith did as far as in his entire career. Over 18,000 yards rushing. That's just phenomenal. So I went with Emmitt Smith at 5, but Adrian Peterson's definitely right there on his heels. But I went with Smith at 5 and Peterson at 6, followed by LaDainian Tomlinson. Where's Peterson on your list?
Peterson's number 7 on my list.
Okay.
I think Peterson belongs there. Because obviously he's still playing, but with that tenure with the Vikings, he dominated that league, man. And
he did.
Yeah, even though he didn't win a title, I feel like titles do count, but based off of what guys like LT and AP did, you just can't forget that, man. Because running backs nowadays, it's just hard when you see dominant running backs like that.
Definitely. So there's our top 5 guys. I believe Big Mike had Barry Sanders number 1, and Yvonne had Walter Payton, I believe, number 1 on their top 5s. Am I correct, Keo?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so definitely tune in to the Nothing But Sports show on Tuesday night. If this goes well, we're having a couple of hiccups right now, but we're gonna fix all this. This is a test run, like I said, the first time ever. Please bear with us. But we're gonna talk more about that on Tuesday night. So Keo, what's next? Let's talk about it.
So what we're gonna talk about is the draft that's around the corner right now. So we've been True, knowing True, he loves the draft more than anybody. So the draft, man, last year it was uncertain, and then like I think it was the year Baker. It wasn't last year, but the year Baker Mayfield got drafted.
I was shocked.
Yeah, nobody knew he was gonna go number one until like the final day. The day of the draft, he went number one.
Yep.
But this year, we're gonna talk about who's gonna be the best player from the draft and who's gonna be the biggest bust in the draft.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is real easy for me. Probably one of the easier topics that I've had in the past few years as far as the draft. I believe that when I say the best player, I think that there's no chance he's a bust, and he has a chance to be a Hall of Famer. Now, of course, being a Hall of Famer, that's far fetched. It's going to be hard for him to become that. You know, you're basically um, trying to find a needle in a haystack right now. But I love CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb is pro ready. We've seen guys from Oklahoma. I know it's different positions, but we've seen what Baker Mayfield. Even though Baker Mayfield struggled this past season, they've been doing pretty well in the draft in the league. Kyler Murray just had a pretty good season, and I think he's going to be really well that much better now that DeAndre Hopkins is not here. I mean, now DeAndre Hopkins is here, I should say. So I'm going with CeeDee Lamb. I think he's the most pro-ready. I know everybody likes Jerry Jeudy at wide receiver. I know there's Isaiah Simmons, who I love a lot, and I actually thought about putting as the number one guy, but I'm going CeeDee Lamb. I just think that when we look back 10, 20 years from now, we'll be saying, man, that kid was special. So I'm going CeeDee Lamb, the best player in the draft. Now, the bust. Listen to me. If you know me, I'll post the word of the day every day on all social media outlets. I'm all about positivity. So it hurts me to say this, but I have to be honest. I think the biggest bust this year is going to be Utah State quarterback Jordan Love. Jordan Love, look, man, if you view this YouTube footage, I want you to know it's no personal shots towards you. I just don't think you're ready right now to take that next step. I think you need to sit behind a starter, a Hall of Fame quarterback, i.e. maybe a Drew Brees, a Tom Brady, a Aaron Rodgers. Learn from those guys. And then maybe one day it'll be your turn. But I'm hearing he's going to be a first-round draft pick, possibly top 15. If that happens, they're going to expect him to start right away or at least by next year. I just don't see it for him. I think it's going to be a rough patch. So I'm going with Jordan Love as the biggest bust. I want to also say this. He did lead the nation last year in interceptions. That's not ideal for me when you play at Utah State. You're not playing for a Power 5 conference. That's not a good look. So I'm going with Jordan Love as the biggest bust, Keo.
The biggest bust in the draft, man. As far as the first round goes, from what I see, the biggest bust, man. Man, I'm starting to be really confident with this pick, and I'm gonna go with C.J. Henderson from Florida, the cornerback from Florida.
Okay.
I'd seen, I was able to watch a lot of SEC play this past year, and I seen the Florida games, and he got burnt a lot, man. CJ Henderson, he always needs help if you're going deep against him, you're gonna get him, and he needs help from the top. And I've seen a lot of mock drafts where people got CJ Henderson really high in the mock drafts right now. So, and some people are really going that far, and I shake my head when I saw this when they said that they said 40% of the owners are considering taking CJ Henderson over Jeff Okuda. I thought that was blasphemous, man. It's definitely Okuda. I think CJ Henderson is on his way to be one of the biggest busts as far as cornerbacks go. And I got him as a bust as of right now.
Okay. What about your best player?
My best player in the draft, talent-wise, man, I hate to say it, but I agree with you. It's going to be CeeDee Lamb, man. I think, man, and how it stands out right now, I think he may end up as a Niner or a Raider because one of those teams are pretty close to each other as far as the picks goes, and I like CD Lamb, man. And if he's in that right situation, he's gonna excel, man. And CD Lamb is one of those talents where even if he's on the bad team, it doesn't matter where he goes. He's gonna give you numbers regardless. I mean,
Mhm.
he can run. He got great hands. His footwork, mechanics, speed. He could beat you with the deep routes. They could line them up in different formations. So, man, I say CD Lamb, the best player in the draft as of right now.
Okay, as far as Henderson and Love, I actually like that pick as far as Henderson. But we have to understand, for everybody out there that's viewing this, and anybody that's a big sports fan, a draft fan for that matter, a lot of smoke and mirrors happen in the draft when they start talking, because they're trying to make teams feel like, you know what, Jeff Okudah may not be the best cornerback in the draft. I can probably pass on him in the first round. Or maybe a team, I'm just throwing teams out there. I don't know none of this for a fact, but a team like the Dolphins, who have all those first round picks. Well, if Okudah drops to them, they may say, well, we want him, but we've heard that Henderson's just as good. Oh, well, we'll pass on Okudah and go get Henderson. Nah, it's a big drop off. I actually agree with you on that pick. But I'm going Love. I think Love, just playing the quarterback position, it gets the most notoriety. So I have to go with the quarterback over Henderson. But I do like that pick, Keo. That's a really, really good pick. So I know the next topic is going to be the top 5 in the draft pick as far as in the draft. So Keo, let's talk about it.
Top 5 in the draft. Oh, all right. My top 5 picks. Obviously, you got to take Joe Burrow if you're the Bengals. The Bengals can't make a mistake like that. I know Miami's entertaining that right now. Um, okay, sorry about that. Okay, number 2. As much as I hate to hear this, man, it's gonna be Chase Young. Number 3. Number 3. The Detroit Lions, man. Um, there's no there hasn't been no changes when you look at the top 5 picks for each team. You know, teams may be undecided or entertaining a pick. The Lions, they ain't entertaining no picks. They're not they're not undecided of what player they're gonna draft if somebody falls. They're getting Jeff Okudah regardless, because they lost out on Darius Slay, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. So they're definitely going after him at number 3. Um, the 4th pick, man. The 4th pick. Um, I honestly think it's Isaiah Simmons is going to be drafted as the 4th.
Wow.
Yeah, his ceiling is starting to get really high right now. So Isaiah Simmons will be the 4th overall pick, and the Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins, they're gonna draft Tua, man. I think the Dolphins draft Tua, and the what's that? The Chargers will end up with Justin Herbert. Or it could, what?
I gotta show you this. This is my list. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's not going in.
I can't see it.
It's not coming up. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go ahead. Let me just say this. I know you was gonna. I'm gonna let you finish, but my top 6 picks are exactly the same. No difference. Exactly everything Keo just said. Everything. But Keo, go ahead and finish. I apologize.
But yeah, I just have a feeling that the Chargers, there's no way they're gonna roll with Tyrod Taylor, man. No disrespect to him at all, but Tyrod Taylor, man. Tyrod Taylor. and I was a huge fan of him at Virginia Tech, but I just felt like he wasn't that quarterback that could lead you to the promised land. He wasn't that franchise quarterback that people were talking about, man. And that's not Tyrod Taylor, man. I just think that the Chargers, they're gonna find a way in the draft to get themselves a quarterback like that. If I think they're gonna end up with Justin Herbert. If something ends up happening, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers end up with Tua, which would be great for him. But that's how my top 6 goes as of right now.
Okay, so like I just said, Keo, I think he must have screenshotted my list from a couple of weeks ago. But that's my exact same 6. I know we're doing top 5, but Keo's is the same way. Obviously, this is with no trades. I do think trades will happen, but with no trades, I do stand with what Keo said. Joe Burrow got to go number 1. That may be the greatest display of a quarterback in college football history, with the way that team performed, 15-0, beating all those top 10 teams, beating the defending champs in Clemson. Joe Burrow's going number 1, whether that's to the Dolphins, to the Bengals, to the Chargers, whoever. Joe Burrow will be the number 1 pick in the draft. Number 2, I do have Chase Young with no moves being made. Chase Young, the Redskins, they just got to fill their team up with the best players available. And a lot of people believe that Chase Young's the best player in this draft. I personally don't think that Chase Young's the best player in the draft. I don't even believe Chase Young's the best defensive player in this draft. But I do think a lot of people feel that way. So I think they're going to go with Chase Young in Washington. In Detroit, everything Keel said, Darius Slay not being there, Jeff Okuda's the guy. They're going to go that route, I believe. Don't sleep on Isaiah Simmons at the 2 or the 3 position, because I do think he's the best player in the draft as far as defensively. And I think the Giants are going to hit a home run with the 4th pick with Isaiah Simmons. So I got him coming in at number 4. And number 5, the Dolphins, they're slowly trying to put this thing together. I think they're okay with going with Ryan Fitzpatrick next year if Tua's not ready. But they're going to go with Tua and his upside, and then they'll move on from there. Possibly don't sleep on a Jerry Jeudy being reunited with Tua. They have the assets to move up in the draft to get a Jerry Jeudy. So I'm going with Tua at number 5. And then I know we're not talking about number 6, but I do want to say this: the Chargers are going to draft Justin Herbert. Tyrod Taylor, I just don't see being the guy. It's no disrespect to him, like Keo said. But when you got a quarterback that's as tall and as big as Justin Herbert is, and with the upside that he comes with him, I think Justin Herbert's going to be the number 6 pick. So, Keo, that rounds out our draft. Next topic, let's talk about it. What it is.
All right. So we're switching over to some battle rap.
Oh!
So we're gonna give you more on the show. Unlike the NBS show, is all sports, but this we're gonna give you a little bit of everything. So we're gonna talk about some battle rap. So me and True are big fans of battle rap. Obviously, there's no you could go check out the URL app, man. You get all the latest battles out there right now. But one of the topics that's been on a lot of podcasts and shows is the quarantine battles, man. If that's something you like, if that's something that you want to see moving forward. I know that you were able to see the Tay Rock and Mike P. What do you think about that format? What URL's putting out right now?
Okay, so let me say this. Yes, I am this is like if you don't know me and you want to know something cool about me, I'm a huge battle rap fan. I love words. I love wordplay. For anybody out there, before we even get into the topic, I'm gonna kind of give you a backstory on who I like and then who Keo likes. So my favorite battle rapper of all time is none other than Loaded Lux. A wordsmith, layer on top of layer. I mean, it's just, and even when people say he loses battles, which is not often, if you go back and you dig, this dude's on another level, man. It's not me hyping him. I know Keo's gonna say I'm hyping him up. Listen to me. The bars on another level. It's just it's 2 different levels. It's like He's Jordan of battle rap. I know Kyo don't want to hear that. He's Michael Jordan of battle rap. So that's the best battle rapper to me. Kyo, who's your favorite battle rapper?
My favorite.
Yeah. Now you're on YouTube Live. You can't change it now, baby.
My favorite, as of right now, my favorite is gonna be the guy that's gonna beat Loaded Lux, and that's Surf, man.
Oh.
Stand up, Jersey.
Oh, come on. But shout out to Arsenal. We did interview Arsenal on Black Flag Radio's old channel. I know Kio's still holding it down over there, but yeah, shout out to Arsenal, man.
Yeah, Arsenal is actually one of my favorites too to watch. So I definitely like Arsenal, just how disrespectful he is, and and that's why he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, Loaded Lux already beat him, and he'll beat the other Jersey guy whenever they battle.
But just a couple guys that's my favorites that I like. Obviously, Surf. I like Tay Rock. I feel like he's one of the most consistent battle rappers there, and he never gives you a half-ass type of battle. So that's one thing about Tay Rock. And X is not a big fan of this guy, but I like me some Disaster, man. I think Disaster, one of the most popular battle rappers out there, and definitely I like Disaster. And obviously he hasn't battled in quite some time. When he does, I think he's a huge fan favorite, and he gives the people good battles, and that's conceded.
Okay. I have no issue with Disaster. He's just not a preference of mine, but he's dope. I think he in his lane, he's cool. I'll name some battle rappers that I like. I like B Dot, obviously. I like Loaded Lux, so I'm gonna like B Dot. I like Daylight. I think Daylight is real dope. Look, Kio's like, oh my God. I like Daylight. I like B Dot. I like obviously Loaded Lux. I like Averb. I know Averb and Lux battled, but I know a lot of people have Averb winning. I think it's debatable, but I do like Averb. I think the Averb now, and I will say this on here, on this show right now, Averb beat DNA. Yes, I don't care what nobody says, and it's not about me being a fan of him. He beat DNA. DNA, you my boy too. And I actually am a fan of DNA, for anybody out there. But I do think Averb beat him. It was different. And now getting to this battle of the quarantine battle. I love the quarantine battles. And I'm going to tell you why. There's no gas. The reason why people think that other people win sometimes is because of gas. And I love the fact that you can't gas it. You got to listen to the bars. So for me, the quarantine battles are dope. As far as Mike P and Tay Rock's battle, I thought it was a good battle. It's preference. It's debatable because it's a preference battle. I think Tay Rock and Mike P, they feed off of that crowd reaction. Tay Rock especially. When you get him in front of that big crowd, that big room, Tay Rock feeds off of it. And I actually like Tay Rock, but they do gas Tay Rock. Tay Rock gets gassed a lot. But it's all respect. He is consistent, like Keo said. But my preference, I actually like the quarantine. I like the big stage. I like the small room. My preference overall is the small room, but outside of the small room, I do like the quarantine battles. Keo?
The quarantine, I gotta commend URL what they're doing right now, because especially like a time like this, man, URL, they had to cancel a couple of their events, and what they're doing right now, man, you gotta give credit to them, and the rappers putting this type of product out, because this is a huge this is a huge effect. And you're right when you talk about gassing up these Rapids, because it's different though, because there's no fans. There's no fans there to boo you, to gas you up, or anything like that. So it gives the viewers at home a different perspective of who you think's who you think won that battle, because you would be a surprise of who people would choose in these battles. So I like the format too. I think it's something that they should keep continue doing, because I think this is good, man. And shout out to Smack for thinking of this idea, especially of a time like this.
Dope, definitely. Well, that's battle rap for you. Loaded Lux will be battling Sue Surf. I'm pretty sure we'll come on here. Let's talk about it. We'll definitely come on here and talk about that. But to wrap it up, Keel, the coronavirus. Let's talk about it, man.
Man, it's been tough, man. Everything's still on lockdown here, and it's just hard to, you know, especially you're so limited of what you could do right now, because um you everything's locked down. You can't go nowhere. You could go to work, then go home. Like this week, it was supposed to be my sister was supposed to be married. We're actually supposed to be in Hawaii right now.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, most people don't know, and I'm really huge on this. Tomorrow kicks off Cambodia New Year's, and everything's canceled. So the best thing you could do is celebrate at home, man. And this is the first time ever, as long as I've been breathing, that Cambodian New Year's been canceled, man. So to like the Thai, Laos, Cambodians, Happy New Year's, and hopefully we could celebrate this next year. But um, I notice a lot of people are wearing masks. I do recommend people wear masks. Like this is still spreading, man, and I don't know when this will ever be better, because right now people are just not following the guidelines right now of everything that's going on right now. People are still going out. People are still trying to go to the beaches, the parks. But good thing most cities, I don't know at your city though, because they closed the parks down here. They taped everything up and all that. So
Wow.
like I said, there's much you can't do, man. Look at me, man. I can't even cut my hair, man. But I hope everybody stays safe out there, man, and we'll get through this. We'll get through this, man, and hopefully, everything could be back to normal, and we could go to basketball games, football games again, and people could take their trips and all that. So be safe out there.
Definitely. Well, first things first, I want to say thoughts and prayers with Carl Anthony Towns and his
Yeah.
family. His mom passed away due to complications of having the coronavirus. That's the story that they put out there. Definitely thoughts and prayers with him, man. And anybody else out there that, family member, individual, friend that, man, caught this tragic disease of the coronavirus. It's serious, y'all. Right now, I have the totals in front of me. Over 1.9 million in the worldwide have caught the coronavirus. And we've had almost 120,000 deaths of this deadly disease. In the US, we're almost at about 600,000 that has been confirmed cases, and 20 or a little over 23,000 deaths. And for all my people that's in Louisiana, 20,000, over 20,000 confirmed cases, 840 deaths. And then right here in Lafayette, Louisiana, where I'm stationed at right now, born and raised, 360 confirmed, 14 deaths. And it's sad, man. So y'all, please take care of yourselves out there. Make sure that you're washing your hands. Make sure that you're keeping, your distance from others, because you never know. It's not even just about you. I get it. You may have a strong immune system. You may have a system that can beat the coronavirus. But if you catch it and you come in contact with somebody else, there's a chance that their body can't take it. There's a chance that their body can't take it. I apologize. So please, 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 you know, take care of yourself and take care of your family, your friends by keeping your distance. But this is the first. This was the first. Let's talk about it. Truex, the sports junkie, Lafayette, Louisiana, stand up. I know we didn't really mention where we were from. My homie Keo in Cali.
Yep.
The Bay. But plenty more. We'll come on here we never worked on a day yet, but we'll work on it. I know we talked about Sunday. We'll work on that. But Keo, any final thoughts?
Yeah, man. So this show has been in motion for quite some time. So we had some deliberations about it, and I was like, man, we got to do this, man. So I think it's gonna be dope for the viewers, man, and it's something that's different from a lot of the shows that we're gonna be giving to you guys. So I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to a lot of things on this show. So we'll keep you guys updated. We'll obviously bring down special guests, possibly some interviews. Who knows? We might have a rap battle on here. So we're gonna
make I got bars for days. I got them lined up.
So we're gonna make it interesting for the viewers on here, man. So I'm excited.
Definitely. Well, I want everybody to know out there, man. Like Keo said, we've been working on this for quite some time. I want to give a huge shout out to Zoom. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Keo. Man, Keo has been working his, you know what, to make this happen. So I want to give him a huge shout out to my brother Keo, man. Shout out to Mr. Box Office, J Franchise, Big Mike, the whole NBS team. Y'all gonna see much more of us. Please, please, please listen. You like sports, you like politics, you like music, you like whatever. Let's talk about who's gonna deal with that. But if you really like sports, click that subscription button, man. Click, hit that notification button. We're gonna be coming on here. Like y'all can see, we want people that want to talk sports with us. We want to talk politics with you. We want to talk battle rap. We want to talk music with you. So we're definitely gonna have guests on. Reach out to us. My Twitter, or let me use my Instagram at the Sports Junkie. Keo, give me your Instagram real quick, or whatever you want to give them.
My Instagram and my Twitter are all the same as Keo_BMG. And you guys could also go follow the Nbs Central Instagram page and the Twitter page also. So make sure you guys go follow that and subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Definitely. With that being said, this has been Let's Talk About It. Truex, the Sports Junkie, the homie Keo, aka the Certified Hater. Since we didn't say it today, we out. Peace.
Peace.